everyone, welcome to my channel Art of Learning Botany. Myself Dr. Bijokar Misra, retired Associate Professor of Botany from Government of Odisha, Department of Higher Education. Well, up to now we have discussed about the reproduction in plants, sexual reproduction we have discussed. Sexual reproduction in plants is a common method, but it involves a long process. There are several steps are involved here. The sexual reproduction involves the production of spores, microsporogenesis, megasporogenesis, then pollination, fertilization, and ultimately leads to development of embryo and seed. So you'll find in the sexual reproduction, the process is called syngamy. Syngamy fertilization. Syngamy is the fertilization, and there are two important things involved here. One is the meiosis, the other one is the fertilization. So meiosis really helps in reduction of chromosome number and segregation of characters, whereas the fertilizations restores the chromosome number, this 2n number or sporophytic generation, and gives the variability character. And this is called amphimixis. Sexual reproduction is otherwise called amphimixis. Okay, so seed is a sporophytic nature, and by this fertilization process we again retain the sporophytic nature of the plant. But plants also have alternative ways of reproduction. You know about the vegetative production in plants, because the plants are very specific. They reproduce typically by vegetative parts like leaves, stem, roots, buds. All the parts they can regenerate their own offspring of similar types, clones. Okay, but there is another way of sexual reproduction. There is another way of reproduction in plants, and that is called apomixis. So apomixis is an alternative way of reproduction in plants. So in this lesson, we will discuss what is apomixis and different types of apomixis, and advantage, disadvantage of apomixis, and at the end we will discuss some questions. Now let us come and see what is apomixis. So apomixis was first discovered by Leeuwenhoek in citrus plant, and it is an alternative method of asexual reproduction, and it does not involve sex organs, neither it does not involve sex organs and pollination, meiosis, and fertilization. So if we define apomixis, then we can define it as the asexual formation of seeds from maternal tissues of the mother plant without meiosis and fertilization. Clear? So seed is the ultimate aim. Sexual reproduction seed is the ultimate proof, because it will help in propagation with characters of the to the offspring generations. Now this process involves ovule. You see, apomixis involves ovule and the embryo sac, so seeds are formed. Whereas in vegetative propagation method, body parts are involved, and those parts help in propagation of propagules. Here there is in apomixis there is no propagules, only the ovule is involved, seed is formed. The apomixis term was first introduced by Winkler in 1908. So what is apomixis? Apo means away from mixing. So there is no mixing. So it is away from mixing. Amphimixis, two different things mix in sexual reproduction. But it apomixis, no mixing. Okay, away from mixing. So this apomixis is considered as a shortcut to sexual reproduction. Although it is an asexual reproduction defining, but it's called a shortcut to sexual reproduction because we get seeds and we get embryo sac is involved, embryo is formed here. Okay. Now, what is the feature? What are the features of apomixis? Due to absence of meiosis, there is no segregation of characters. And since there is no recombination, there is no fertilization, there is no recombination of characters due to lack of meiosis and fertilization. So things will not come and join together, right? So there is no mixing of characters, no segregation of characters. The offsprings are just similar to their parents without any variability. Now the apomixis is found in 400 species, not found in all flowering plants. It is found only in 400 species of plants, flowering plants belonging to 40 families. Out of this, 75% is of Apomixis is seen in three important families: Asteraceae, Rosaceae, and from the monocot Poaceae. So these three families show maximum occurrence of apomixis. Gymnosperms do not show apomixis. And the plants which exhibit apomictic way of reproduction, they are called apomictic plants. Now coming to the different types of apomixis, Takum divided apomixis in two groups. One is the vegetative multiplication and the other is the agamosperm. The vegetative multiplication, reproduction from body parts. It is outside the ovule. Any body parts, root, stem, buds, leaves can produce. There is no fertilization, no meiosis, no seeds, no embryos. But progeny as sporophytes, they are similar to the mother plant. In agamospermy, there is no, agama means no marriage, sperm means seeds formation. Formation of seed without marriage. Okay. So how here body parts are not involved. It involves ovule, the embryo sac. It occurs inside the ovule. Embryo sac without fertilization. Seeds are formed. Progenies are similar to the mother plants like the vegetative propagation. So the difference is it involves ovule, that involves other body parts. Here seeds are formed. In that case, no seeds are formed. Okay. So there is differences. But many people have now avoided the vegetative multiplication to include under apomixis. But since the definition says that without fertilization, so development of seed without fertilization. So here in vegetative propagation there is no seed formation. So people are avoiding the vegetative multiplication under the apomixis. Now coming to the classification again, there are two types depending on the occurrence, whether it is occurring strictly or occurring at times. So obligate apomixis and facultative apomixis. Obligate apomixis is plants which strictly follow the apomictic way of reproduction, formation of seeds without fertilization. The apomixis is obligate apomixis because it's strictly apomictic. There is no other way of reproduction. But there are some plants which normally reproduce by sexual method, but due to some environmental condition, they undergo the apomictic way of reproduction. In that case, the apomixis is called facultative apomixis. Right. So at times it is apomictic. Now our Indian embryologist Panchanna Maheshwari has classified this apomixis in two major groups. One is recurrent apomixis, other one is non-recurrent. Recurrent means very common, occurring very frequently, repeatedly. So this recurrent apomixis, very common method, develops directly from the diploid egg without fertilization. Or embryo sac is diploid, embryo sac is formed from the megaspore mother cell or neighboring cells. But it involves the diploid egg. Non-recurrent apomixis, which is not a true apomixis, now this term is gradually vanishing. The embryo sac is haploid. Here, you see, the embryo sac is diploid. Here, the embryo sac is haploid, that develops from a haploid embryo, a haploid egg. Due to meiosis of normal embryo sac, due to meiosis in the MMC, but in that case, there is no meiosis. So, embryo develops from haploid egg without syngamy. It's a norm. Normally, with syngamy, we develops the embryo from the haploid egg. But here, the haploid egg develops to embryo without syngamy. Now, coming to the other method of classification, the mechanism, depending mechanism, sporophytic apomixis and gametophytic. The sporophytic apomixis, which occurs always outside the ovule. Embryo develops from somatic cells of the ovule. Outside the embryo sac. It occurs outside the embryo sac. It develops from the somatic cells of the ovule. Not outside the ovule, but inside the ovule. But outside the ovule is vegetative reproduction. So it develops inside the ovule but outside the embryo sac. So this is called sporophytic. So any sporophyte tissue like nucellus, integument, they can develop to the embryo without fertilization. But gametophytic apomixis involves the embryo sac, not outside the embryo sac. So outside the embryo sac, it is sporophytic. Inside the embryo sac, it is gametophytic. Okay, so any cells of this embryo sac can develop to the embryo without fertilization. Now, sporophytic apomixis, any somatic cell of the ovule outside the embryo sac develops to embryo. Mostly, already I have told you, mostly the cells of nucellus or integument develop to embryo. And it leads to adventive embryony. Why? Adventive embryo means the embryo is not at its proper place. It develops in some other place outside its normal one. So it is called adventive. So and it's sometimes called sporophytic budding, because the sporophyte tissue is budding, giving rise to different embryos, and is seen in mango and citrus. Now coming to the gametophytic apomixis. Now gametophytic apomixis arises from the embryo sac, not outside the embryo sac. It arises from either cell, egg, or any cell of the embryo sac. There are two types. One is diplospory, another is apospory. Now, diplospory, where the microspore mother cell does not undergo meiosis, it develops to a 2N embryo sac, and the egg develops to the 2N egg develops to the embryo without fertilization. Clear? So it develops, the embryo sac develops from the megaspore mother cell without meiosis. As a result, the egg is diploid, and that diploid egg develops to embryo without fertilization. So this is called the diplospory, and the embryo is developed. So develops to embryo, it is called parthenogenesis, because development embryo without fertilization is parthenogenesis, and it is diploid parthenogenesis because development from the diploid embryo, diploid egg. Sorry, diploid egg. Now other cells may develop to embryo. Other cells which are also diploid, they are called apogamety, diploid apogamety, you can say. Now the gametophytic apomixis. Gametophytic apomixis is another is same thing. That one is the diplospory. This is apospory. When any cell near to megaspore mother cell, not the megaspore mother cell, any cell other than the megaspore mother cell or at its position develops to embryo sac without meiosis, and those cells of the embryo sac develops to the embryo without fertilization, then it is called apospory. If the egg develops to it is apospory. If other cells develop to the embryo, it is called apogamety. So therefore, it is a haploid apogamety. It may be haploid apogamety or it may be diploid apogamety. In that case, we have seen diploid apogamety. Here we can see diploid apogamety. Or a haploid embryo sac can develop to haploid apogamety. That is haploid cell like synergids or antipodals. They are haploid, they can develop to embryo without fertilization. Clear? So if the egg develops to embryo without fertilization, it is parthenogenesis and diploid parthenogenesis. If other cells develop to embryo, it is again apogamety, but diploid apogamety. So apogamety may be haploid one or may be diploid one. Okay. So in the normal, embryo sac is haploid, normal during sexual process. In that case, sometimes that is non-recurrent. In that case, sometimes the cells other than the egg cell develops to the embryo without fertilization. That is haploid apogamety. Okay. So you just don't confuse apospory with diplospory and gametophyte with sporophytic apomixis. Apospory, that means the development of the embryo sac from the megaspore mother cell other than the original one. So neighboring cells of the megaspore mother cell develop the embryo sac. And without meiosis, in that case the diploid egg also develops to the embryo without fertilization. That is apospory. But if the megaspore mother cells without fertilization, without meiosis develops to embryo sac, leading to formation of a diploid egg, and that diploid egg develops to embryo without fertilization, that is called diplospore. The major difference is this is your main MMC in sporophytic one. This is neighboring cells of the megaspore mother cell in apospore. That is the major difference. Okay. Now here we can say apomixis is a shortcut way to sexual reproduction. Here you see, let us zoom it and you can see it. Now you see this one you see the outer cycle, the outer circle is here the sexual reproduction. But here this is the embryo sac, this is inside ovule, this is the embryo sac. Now this megaspore mother cell. Now this megaspore mother cell can develop to the embryo sac. Okay. Now here these are all haploid. Now the egg cell can develop to the can be fertilized by double fertilization. Here you can see the seed. This is called the sexual ovule. But this can also develop without fertilization to seed. This can also come directly from here to the seed. So this is this shorter cycle. This shorter cycle, so it is called a shortcut method. It is called a shortcut method to the sexual reproduction. The seeds is produced, and the seeds are of great significance, and the plants are very important in hybridization process. There is no meiosis and no fertilization. Now next we can see the advantage of apomixis. There are many advantages. The apomixis is very helpful in plant breeding programs. The first one is development pure lines. Haploid plants from haploid parthogenesis or haploid apogamety can be converted to a diploid homozygous plant. So those plants can be used for plant breeding process. Maintenance of genetic purity. Now, since there is no meiosis or recombination or fertilization, the genetic purity of the offsprings can be maintained from generation to generation, or homozygosity, or it may be heterozygous. Conservation of heterosis or hybrid vigor. Obligate current hypomixis is useful in maintaining heterosis for unlimited generations because it does not permit segregation. So those pure characters, the parental characters, are maintained after generation after generation. There is no segregation, no intermingling, so it is very pure. Now, rapid development of new hybrid varieties. In a plant breeding program, normal plant breeding program, we take time to develop the pure lines. It takes a lot of time to develop the pure lines first. Then we'll go for the hybridization process. Then hybridization process is also several generations goes after 7, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 generations it goes like this. So there are a lot of screening. But here directly you can go to the hybrid varieties. You will get apomictic seeds. And economic hybrid seeds production, there is no need of technical people, no time, not time consuming, no labor. So you can easily develop these seeds without any technical knowledge. So it saves time, it saves labor, it saves technicalities. So apomictic way of production is very easy and very helpful and economical also. Now it helps in propagation of hybrid seeds. Those seeds can be propagated and can multiply. Resistance against pathogens. These springs are resistant to pathogens. Increase reproduction efficiency. The plant can reproduce efficiently also. Facilitates the incorporation of several resistant genes in new varieties. So since there are pure lines, you can take it to the plant breeding program and introduce new genes, resistant genes to the pure lines and go private program. Encourage local hybrid breeding programs because of that. The farmers friendly. This program is farmer friendly because they can produce their own seeds. They don't depend on the hybrid seeds how to purchase every year. Okay, so this is very helpful to the farmers. Now we have discussed here about what is apomixis, different types of apomixis, sporophytic, gametophytic, diplospory, apospory, adventitive embryony, and what are the advantages, disadvantages of apomixis. Now let us just check yourself whether what you have remembered. Yes, before that let us see the limitations. some limitations are there. Apomixis cannot be open, so it has some restrictions also. First thing, it is not found in all plants. It is restricted to 400 species only, to 3 families mostly, and not found in other plants. Genetic diversity is lacking. Due to lack of genetic diversity, it is not adaptable to all environmental conditions. They grow in specific environmental conditions. There is no origin of new characters. Characters don't origin new. The parental character is maintained. So you cannot find new character, new variability, because there is no segregation nor fertilization. And it affects the seed industries, because the farmers, they produce their own seeds. So why should they depend on the seed industries to get the hybrid seeds every year? So it is economical for them, but it is lost to the seed industries. Okay, now let us come to the questions. Now self-set questions. So such type of questions will come in the exam. So you find many more questions. These are the sample questions I have given you. So what is apomixis? So apomixis is a process of formation of seed or asexual formation of seed without fertilization found in plants. What is apospory? Apospory is the development of embryo without fertilization of a diploid egg developing from of an embryo sac developing from a cell other than the megaspore mother cell, or is very close to the megaspore mother cell from the new cells. Okay, so that is called apospory. Now, what is obligate apomixis? Obligate apomixis is a plant which always reproduces through apomictic way exhibit obligate apomixis. That apomixis is called obligate. There is no other way of reproduction. It only reproduces through apomictic way. This, for example, is your asterisk, members of asterisk. What is diplospory? Diplospory is a type of apomixis where the diploid egg of a diploid embryo sac develops to the embryo without fertilization. It can say as diploid parthenogenesis. What is adventive embryony? Adventive embryony is the occurrence of embryo from any other place other than the normal one. It may be nucellus, it may be integument. So it is called adventive embryony. Occurrence of embryo at other places than the normal. And generally it is called sporophytic budding. So now let us come to some fill up the blank question. Most appropriate answer. Sexual reproduction in plants is otherwise called, what is that? Amphimixis. Development of embryo from the egg cell without fertilization is called apomixis, or you can write also parthenogenesis. Development of embryo from synergids of the embryo sac is called apogamety. Any cell other than the egg. Okay. Apomixis, where a plant reproduces always without fertilization of the egg, is called obligate apomixis. Development of embryo from any cell of the nucellar tissue is called adventive embryo. Okay, so this is the these are the some few sample questions we have seen, and now we have discussed about the next the sexual reproduction. We have just completed the sexual reproduction. We have discussed the alternative way of reproduction by plants. In next video lessons, we'll discuss about the parthenogenesis and polyembryony. So these things will, by that we will conclude the reproduction in plants section. So if you have not done or have not subscribed to my channel, you can please subscribe. Thank you. If you have not subscribed, you please subscribe now, and you will be getting the notification, and you will learn the different lessons along with the question discussion. Thank you everyone.